Dear friends, Passover is almost upon us, and here in Israel the preparations are well underway. The houses are being thoroughly cleaned, and all the yeast is being eaten or thrown out. One of the most important events that we read in the Gospels took place during Passover, the Last Supper, which we still commemorate today as communion or the Lord's Supper. We see in Matthew 26 that Yeshua and his disciples celebrated Passover almost the same way Jews still do today. On the eve of Passover, in every Jewish home in Israel and around the world, the family gathers around the table for what is called Seder Pesach, or the Passover order. In the special Passover prayer book, the Haggadah, which literally means the telling of the Exodus from Egypt, is read from cover to cover. It begins with blessings, then goes on to tell the story of the Exodus in great detail, as well as rabbinical discussions about the Exodus. Then there is a feast, followed by worship songs. During the evening, we drink 4 glasses of wine. The first at the beginning, the second between the blessings and the Exodus storytelling, the third after the feast, and the fourth near the end of the ceremony. Another important aspect of the Seder is taking 3 matzot, the unleavened bread, and setting them aside. The 3 represents the priest, the Levites, and the nation of Israel. During the first part of the Seder, the third matzah is split in 2, and one half is hidden somewhere in the house. This hidden half is called the afikoman. Later, during the meal, the children look for the afikoman, and whoever finds it ransoms it back to the adults for a reward. It is then eaten right after the meal before the third cup of wine. According to some traditions, the afikoman represents the Messiah. Finding the afikoman at the end of the Seder represents the return of the Messiah and the revival of the nation. As Yeshua held up the afikoman, he said that he, Yeshua, is the Messiah that was foretold and expected. To this day, the nation of Israel eats the afikoman as a memory of the Passover sacrifice. Yeshua likens the bread, or matzah, to his body that was broken for us. When we partake of the Lord's Supper, we remember the reason. We participate in the Lord's Supper to remember the forgiveness of sin and Yeshua's sacrifice for us. The 4 glasses of wine, or grape juice, symbolize the 4 stages of salvation and redemption that the people of Israel went through during the Exodus from Egypt. As it is written, "And I will bring you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians. I will free you from being slaves to them, and I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with mighty acts of judgment. I will take you as my own people. From a nation of slaves in bondage, without any natural way to freedom, we were transformed into the standard bearers of faith for all generations." As you can see, what Yeshua did was actually part of the Seder, eating the afikoman and drinking the third cup of wine. And he took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." After the blessing and eating of the afikoman, the cup after the feast, the third cup, which symbolizes redemption, Yeshua takes this cup and blesses. "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many." What is the main purpose of participating in the Lord's Supper? Like most festivals, rituals, and ceremonies, their purpose is to remember the past and educate the future. That every time we break the bread and drink the wine in the Lord's Supper, we unite with the memory of Yeshua and the sacrifice Yeshua made for us. I believe that every time we participate in the Lord's Supper, we need to remember what Yeshua did for us and mend our ways. In the Bible, sacrifice always comes after repentance and is not only to make atonement for sins. As believers, we are waiting for the next stage, the 4th cup. When we say to Yeshua, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," that moment when we crown him King of Israel and King of the world, when we become subjects in his kingdom. I hope this knowledge about Passover will help you gain a deeper understanding of the Lord's Supper. We here at Netivyah wish you a happy Passover with rest and rejuvenation in the company of your family. Chag Sameach.